these new versions coming down the way that I'm sure it'll keep changing. But like, so if I go there and let's say I have a dog site and I want to run auction ads, so I put on my site and I'm like, okay, I'm going to target dog collars to start. So I put in dog collars, I let it run for a while, and maybe get some clicks, maybe get some signups, whatever. And then I want to try, dog beds instead.
Right.
And it starts running. Is there any way to compare the data of what happened between each of those changes?
We let the user specify channels. So you can specify, by channels, by sites, however you want to label them for yourself. So you can have the same keywords in the same channel or separate each channel out by keyword, however you want to do it. You can get, pretty advanced with the reporting. It reports, and then also it will just do an aggregate report as well. So if you want to show everything combined, it'll do that. If you want to break it out by the channels you specified, it'll do that.
So can you rotate yet, like groups? Like I want some dog collars to show, and then I want some dog beds to show sometimes?
You actually can do that within when you specify keywords. If you use a semicolon, it will rotate between those keywords.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we've kind of have tried to, and of course we have new features coming all the time. So, and we listen to what people will say and what they want. And because we're small, it's myself, another guy, and MediaWiz owns a minority share, who's the parent company of TextLink Ads and ReviewMe and stuff like that. So we work with them and have access to their developers. But basically, I mean, we listen to what people say. If they say they want a WordPress plugin, we have it developed. So like, there's WordPress plugin that for all these bloggers who have niche-specific stuff, when they write a post, they just put a small keyword in, and boom, that post has a small ad at the bottom, which is very relevant to what they just wrote on. And people have, and the one cool thing is all these people have made all these other tools. Like somebody actually made a contextual targeting auction ads thing that takes whatever you tag your blog as, or the tags for your blog, and then basically displays auction ads based on those tags. So and that gets a little bit more. It's basically as easy as you want it, and also you can do some really advanced functions because we allow users to edit the code and do some dynamic stuff with it that you can't do with other things. So it's
can they get that WordPress plugin from you?
It's actually there's several. We actually link to them from the blog. We don't. We actually have them develop or encourage people to develop them or have prizes and stuff like that for people to develop the tools. But we actually let the community develop them because, to be honest, they're the best people to actually probably write them and support them, because they have the time to support them, and plus they love the link love that we give them, and and all that, and plus a lot of times if people sign up through them, they get a refer, so it works for everybody. So, but yeah, basically on auctionads.com we have a blog which is linked from the main page, or auction ads.
Yeah, I just ran over there. So auctionads.com/blog.
Yep. We're putting up.
Oh, I see it.
Yep.
May 7th, easy WordPress plugin. Yeah, because I was just wondering, because I was like, as soon as you mentioned that, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. That's something that a lot of people want to start testing and implement right away.
And
I just wondered how they got that.
The gentleman who wrote the first plugin actually on there, he actually went even farther to where when you're writing a post, if you did like an eBay tag in between the words, it would highlight that word and make it basically a underscored, like a normal hyperlink, and would go to auction ads for that keyword. So if you wrote it and you did iPods in your thing, you could actually wrap that in these little eBay tags that he made, and then when you actually view his blog, iPods would be a hyperlink through auction ads. So we actually have a URL converter as well, which you can paste any URL into auction ads, and it will convert into our auction ads URL converter, and it will convert it so that you get credit if somebody clicks on that text link. And with that, I should tell you that we're probably, and I've never really talked about this, we're in development of, people have seen things that scan the pages of text and underline. So, and underline them and send them. I think one's called like IntelliText and something like that. Well, some of those things, I mean, we're going to be incorporating into that users can opt into and actually specify the keywords that they want targeted if they want to do that. So, it's, like I say, we've kind of learned and developed from a lot of different experience in there. So
it's awesome. I'll tell you, for me personally, one of the coolest things I think about just what you're doing in general is the fact that if we look at AdSense, like everyone knows, or not everyone knows, a lot of people know that at one time somebody figured out this trick that if you put photos that kind of above the block of AdSense ads, that it would increase the click-through
Yeah,
rate.
totally.
Because photos themselves really draw the eyes and really get a lot of interest. People just naturally like to look at pictures. So someone had figured that out. If you put photos above the block, that you would really increase your click-through rate. Well, then Google finally came out officially not too long ago, and they said you can't do that anymore. It's against our terms of service. Don't go baiting people by putting images. But the cool thing is the auction ads. Or one of the ways to display it displays like photos that are pulled from auctions, the little thumbnail photos like right in there within the text ads themselves, which do nothing but draw the eyes to these ads, because there's all these cool little photos that are like I'm looking at your blog, which I'm just reminded of looking at like little iPod ads. I see these little iPod pictures, and
Sure.
it's got the links to iPod auctions, and it's just, and what's cool is even though it's an ad, I really think it's great content like to have on a site, because it's as long as it's relevant. It's an ad that's relevant, but it's like engaging content. Because for example, going back to the dog site, if you have this dog site, even if you just have a content blog or you're writing articles about dogs and you don't have, or you have a few photos about certain dog breeds, the fact that your ads have actual little photos that are, of dog collars or dog products that relate to the content, I mean, that's just quality stuff that makes the user experience on the site like so much better, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, that was the whole design in with giving the editorial process, completely turning it over to the user, because they could I mean, if they're writing about a specific model of camera, and some of the people that do the best actually are people who have very specific like coin collecting blogs or blogs about baseball cards. They can actually target that exact card they're talking about in the post in auction ads and show, okay, here's this card I talked about, and then, oh, here it is on eBay. And people, I mean, it gets a lot of clicks. And of course, we didn't really touch on this, but another feature of auction ads is, it's actually an eBay affiliate feature, is you actually get credit for what that person does for the next 30 days on eBay. So it's not like, with some of these programs where you get, just a one-time 10 cents. But you could have one guy go there who's, in some of these things like a coin collector or something like, somebody who's an avid eBay user. They click, they go to an auction, or they sign up for eBay. And now for the next 30 days, you get credit and you get paid for everything. I mean, we see, I'm just going to tell you, we see.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, I was going to say, what's the biggest payout you've ever seen, like for one guy or one girl, I guess, one referral?
We've seen one payout for $4,300.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so that was one click, and it was on a site that receives probably less than 100 uniques a day. I mean, it was,
wow.
Yeah, it was a very niche targeted site, and I mean, we routinely, now that was one time, but we see, commissions of in the hundreds every day. We see probably 20 to 50, $300 to $500 commissions just from. I mean, that's actually pretty common. You would not believe.
You mean from one user?
No, not from one user. I mean, throughout the network, we see.
Right.
And you got to keep in mind, we have 13,000 users now. So, I mean, it is interesting. It's interesting to look at. I mean, people. It's amazing to me that how much commerce is going on eBay, and my basic. If I have an official pitch or anything like that for using auction ads, and one thing I've been quoted in papers and stuff like that is I basically say, between, the vast inventory, there's literally nothing, there's literally, everything on eBay. I mean, there's nothing you can write about where you can't relate it to some product on eBay. I don't care what you do. You can relate it to some product on eBay. You match that with the geo-targeting of 14 countries, which are all the 14 highest commerce countries they are. I think it's the most diversified advertising program ever. I mean, that's my pitch. So
yeah, it's awesome. That's why it's I'm really impressed with it. I just think it's a cool thing for webmasters to be able to use to make possibly more money from some of the real estate on their pages that they couldn't get from other programs. And I think everybody should just go run out, sign up, and test it, and see how it works out. Well, I guess we should wrap this up. This was I guess we're over quite a bit of time here, but
that's cool.
Hey, it was good stuff. And if people can't actually get a lot of value from this conversation we just had, maybe they shouldn't be marketing online, because we kind of gave out some really good tips